Welcome to our new series, The 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie.
I did see one more movie. I only saw two movies this week compared to four last week. And I think this one was on Peacock, maybe. I don't know where I saw it. But again, it's a movie that kind of intrigued me from the premise alone. I knew watching this that it wasn't going to be a great movie or just kind of maybe a fun movie. But I think this movie came out in 2018. It stars Jeremy Renner, and it is the movie Tag. I saw this movie. Tag. Yes.
Is that John Hamm?
Yes, it is. And I can't think of the guy's name from The Hangover. It's actually got a great cast. And this is inspired, and I say inspired by actually a true story about a bunch of friends who every year for I don't know if the real friends do it for a week or a month. I remember reading about it, but they play tag once a year. There's no rules, as long, anything goes, and then it just ends. And then next year they meet, and they've been doing it for like 30, 40 years. So that's been the best part. It's just a way for them to feel their childhood. So yes, and they were actually in the Wall Street Journal. I know. Look up the story. The story is kind of funny. So yes, this movie is just a loose interpretation of it. And the idea is Jeremy Renner has never been tagged in the 30 years since they've been doing this. He is getting married, and his wife wants a May wedding because this all takes place in May. Every May they do this. They can go wherever. They can do whatever. For what it was, like I said, I had fun with it. I'm not going to say this is a great premise, but I kind of had fun watching this. But yes, I think it's just friends being friends and just reliving their childhood. Yeah. Again, kind of like other ones, I don't think I'll go back and watch it, but it's kind of intrigued me, just the premise alone. Like, how can they make a movie about these friends playing tag? And you know what? They did it, and I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say I loved it, Soto, but I actually enjoyed the shit out of this film.
Nice. Yeah,
So,
I'd never heard of this, so I have no idea. It sounds like an interesting premise, but does the movie do the trick? That's really all that matters, right? Like, does it do the job it's supposed to? And it sounds like it was entertaining.
yeah, if you go into it just not expecting a great movie, like, again, this is a very cheesy concept. I'm not going to lie about that. But it did. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I think it was a quick, again, we talked about that hour 30, hour 40 mark. So it was nice short. It was quick to the point, easy to follow. And these characters are fun. They're not hateable. I will say these characters are probably more well written than the Terrifier characters outside of Art the Clown. But
Not hard.
it is an absurd contest. So I looked at this and I'm like, where do I truly rank this? And again,
Where?
believe it or not, it's actually kind of low on my list. I actually placed it. It is above Under the Bed. Under the Bed was bad, but I enjoyed My Old Ass a little bit more. But Tag, like I said, if you just want a fun, just quick concept of a movie, like, there wasn't much to it, Soto. So, but yeah, this would be, I guess, I know we can't see the top, but this would kind of be fifth, but towards the bottom at the moment. This might stay in the middle. I don't know how much shit I'm going to watch throughout the year. But yeah, the premise is silly. It is. I think the actors is the only thing that brings it together. Like, they go all in. We've said it before. If you're going to make up rules for your movies, just stick with it. And all these actors are like, fuck it, this is what we're doing. They actually make it believable. You're like, you know what? I kind of want to play tag. Not really, because I'm too old. But you know what? If I was as athletic as Jeremy
I
Renner,
would
maybe.
die. I don't have the cardio for this.
Well, you know what? They can come to your job. That you never know where they're going to attack, so to speak. So, again, I did enjoy it for what it was. Yes, this is actually, they're older too. They show videos of the actual people who did this at the end of the movie, and I laugh because they interpreted some of the concepts into the film, like one guy dressing up as an old woman with a walker, just to kind of get close to a guy. So again, it's absurd. This movie might take it a little too seriously. You're like, okay, but again, it was enjoyable, but I'm not going to say it's one of the greatest movies I saw, Soto. So,
well, here's my question for you.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask away.
As we go through this year,
yep,
and as we continue to go through these lists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we just going to gradually watch Under the Bed just go down all the way to the bottom? Like, will it just be under the weight of every other movie that you've seen? Will there be a worse movie for you than Under the Bed this year? Just
Now,
early prediction.
I said this during my Under the Bed preview that it was horrible. Like it because they made no sense. Again, I said if you're going to make rules, that's fine. No, however absurd, just stick through it.
Yeah,
I
stay
feel like
together.
I guarantee you, Under the Bed will be in the bottom 5 most likely. As I know me personally, I like watching some shit films, and I will take the chances. Now,
Yeah.
again, maybe it could be better than Under the Bed, but maybe it won't. So again, I'm leaving that wiggle room. I just feel Under the Bed, yes, it will be in the bottom 5. Maybe it stays in the bottom because it was just bad, Soto. Like I don't wish anyone to watch. I would tell you just don't waste your time. You might be intrigued to why it's so bad. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. And I know we talked about it already. So yes, I said this in our first video when I talked about Under the Bed. I didn't really even want to talk about the movie that much then. But yeah, it's going to be in the bottom. Will it be the absolutely worst? I don't think so because I know my judgment on bad films, and every now and then I'm just like, let me see what this is. But I feel like it will be in a bottom 5. It's going to stay close to the bottom the whole way through. That's my opinion.
I'm gonna watch its progress quite closely. Every week I'm gonna be like, and where does this rank above or below Under the Bed? If something's worse than Under the Bed, man, I may have to see it. That might be the rule. You're like, hey, this was worse than Under the Bed. I'll be like, where is this available? Because now I have to watch this. I have to have this be my floor.
And I think that's why this is going to be fun because at the end of the year, we're going to see our list completed and kind of poke fun of it, see what's top, what's the bottom. And again, Under the Bed was one of the first films I saw. I think it was third. And if it stays at the bottom the whole way through, that's going to be very interesting. But we'll see. But in my opinion, it's definitely going to be bottom 5. Just because I know I tend to watch, when I worked at Blockbuster, I always watched a lot of the free rentals and shit like that. So I know the movies I watch, I am going to watch something worse than Under the Bed. I am. I just know. I'll take a chance on something. I'm like, why did I do it? So, but Soto, enough about me.
I'm scared.
Yes, and you're in for the ride. But enough about me, Soto.